Title: Mother gets mad that our power was out. I work at a fast food restaurant. Last week, there was an accident close to the freeway. A car hit a pole, so the power was out for approximately a mile down the road. Our restaurant was one of the many places without power. My GM made a sign that she taped to the speaker in our drive-thru that explained the power outage. She sent 2 people home since she didn't want to run up labor when we weren't making money. It was only me, the GM, and the new guy. We did as much cleaning as we could without the power until we were left with nothing to do but hang out in the dining room. First of all, the amount of people that went through the drive-thru, read the note, and came back to knock on the door to ask if we were serving food was ridiculous. We had to throw out all of the food we had made literally right before the power went out because we were in the process of switching to lunch. Most people were understanding when we explained that we had nothing to serve them. When the power came back on, we still had to wait for everything to heat up before we could cook anything. I was the only one wearing a headset, so I was explaining to everyone who came through that our power had just come back on and it would take a little longer before anything was ready to serve. Again, most people were understanding. One woman, though, was really angry. What do you mean you can't serve anything? Me, our power has only been back on for 5 minutes. It's going to take about 5 or 10 more minutes before our fryer and broiler heat up all the way. Until then, the only thing we have available is drinks. But my son and I are hungry. Me, I'm sorry about that, ma'am. If you want to come back in about 10 minutes, everything should be back to normal. We only want chicken nuggets. Just give us 2 10 pieces and we'll go. Me, we don't have any ready. We can't cook them until the fryers are heated up. If you come back in 10 minutes, they'll be fresh out of the fryer. Where's your manager? Me, my manager is in the walk-in checking on the food to make sure that everything is okay in there. I can get her if you'd like. Never mind. I'll just go next door where they know how to treat their customers. Me, okay, ma'am. Sorry about that. Have a nice day. I watched her go next door and get turned away there, too. Title: Grandma says I am supposed to secure my dad's bloodline as his only kid, so me and my mom were talking about my future while working on things and moving around the house. I have a couple health issues that would make it hard for me to have biological kids, and there is a history of women on my dad's side of the family having preeclampsia, so I have taken into consideration the potential that bio kids may not be an option for me. So I told my mom about my plans to adopt. Even if I can have bio kids, I think I'd still want to adopt. My grandma, in her mid-90s, said I had no right to deprive my family of a continuing bloodline. Me and my mom both said what was more important was giving a kid a happy life and making sure I was financially stable when I decided to become a mother. We then assured her her bloodline was very secure if that's what she is worried about. She was still upset and said something about my generation being so entitled and needing to know the value of blood. Summary of what I got out of her soft-spoken rant. When my dad got home later, she said something to my dad about me disrespecting him when my dad asked about it. Me and mom were both confused, then both started laughing when grandma said adoption, like it was some kind of depraved slur. Mom explained our conversation from the beginning and explained I wanted to adopt at some point. My dad said it made sense since even when I was little, I think he said 5 or 6, I talked about having 2 kids naturally and adopting 2. My dad said he would prefer I have biological kids but understands why I wouldn't. My grandma is still giving me grief about it even though it's been a few days, and seems to think my job is to be a broodmare to my future husband. Which she's also worded as if my BF of 5 years doesn't exist. Story for another time. I told her that she is entitled to her thoughts, but she is not entitled to my future, and she needed to drop the topic. Now she refuses to talk to me or cooperate with me when I try to care for her. Title: EK blames my mom for her missing keys. Me of course. Mom. EK, entitled Karen. D, Dad. NC, nice cop. B1, brother 1. B2, brother 2. N. Neighbor. This is my first post on this subreddit, so sorry it has bad formatting and stuff. It's also not as juicy as other posts you might see in the subreddit, so sorry about that too. Backstory. My family lives in those types of houses where the basement is on the first floor and the main floor is on the second. There's a door leading to the basement which is right next to the garage. N has this person who pays rent living in their basement. That person is EK, who lives with her daughter. The daughter isn't relevant at all to this story. M and I didn't know EK was like this at all until this incident happened. M and EK were also good friends before all this happened. And now this is where the story begins. Story. So, M had picked me, B1, and B2 from school. We got home, my mom unlocked the door, and we all did our own stuff. M was cooking in the kitchen, B1 was watching TV, and I was playing video games with B2. Then about an hour later, we hear loud banging at the door. My mom is startled and I look through the window to see who it is. I see it's EK and I tell my mom who it is. She opens the door, to which EK screams, "Give me my house keys, B." This startles M and she asks what she's talking about. She says her house keys are missing and she knows M stole them. To which M replies, "Why do you think I would steal them? I don't need your keys, I have my own house." EK replies with, "I know it was you, you know where I keep them," which was complete BS. M had never even gone into EK's basement or seen the inside of it. So then I tell EK, "She didn't steal them, why are you blaming her?" Then, EK replies with, "Sweetie, stay out of this is none of your damn business." Then EK orders my mom to follow her and she'll show where she kept her keys. I tell B1 and B2 to play upstairs, and they go upstairs and play with Lego or something. Me and M follow EK over to her basement and she points at the driveway in front of the door and says, "They were here last before you stole them." And #X200B, me, "Why the heck would you keep them in front of your door on the driveway?" EK, "Well, it's my choice." M, "Then your story doesn't add up. You left your keys in front of your door, why do you think they'll just be safe without any protection?" EK, "Then that proves you stole it. What is this logic SMH? M, "What do you mean? You can't just blame me like that. Ask N, you live in his basement." Then me and M just went inside and continued doing our own stuff. Meanwhile, EK was screaming, "Then we'll find out from the cameras. You just wait and watch, you'll regret this." M called D and told her what happened and he just told M not to worry about it. We thought that was the end of this as we watched her drive away to pick her daughter up from school, but oh boy were we wrong. This next bit happened while I was in school, so everything told here is from the POV of my mom. So the next day, while D was getting ready to go to work, EK started banging on the door again, screaming M's name. B1 was also at home because he didn't go to school at the time since he was 3.5. D opened the door and there was EK with NC. Apparently, NC was a friend of EK and she had called her to arrest M for stealing her keys. NC kept telling EK that she couldn't just blame someone without proof. But EK wouldn't budge and demanded that NC interrogate and arrest M. My dad was very chill about the situation according to M. He talked with NC about it all while EK was fuming about M not getting arrested. M asked NC about the cameras that EK was talking about and NC said that she was just lying to try to get you to admit you stole the keys, but I know you didn't, she's like this a lot. D and M thanked her and NC was talking to EK about how she can't just blame random people. EK was screaming at NC about how she chose some random holes over her friend and NC just told her that you're lying about them, what do you expect me to do? NC left, D went to work, M watched B2 and continued with her day. Apparently, EK found her keys, and they were in the bathroom closet the entire time.